The holy grail of persuasion, the holy grail of seduction, the holy grail of a charismatic and attractive personality is the mindset, the frame of outcome independence. If you are truly outcome independent during a conversation, you will have zero neediness, zero ego. And if you number close somebody within a frame of outcome independence, you genuinely don't care if you get the number or not. And they will perceive this. They will perceive this complete lack of neediness, and that will make you much more attractive. And that will significantly increase the probability that you will get a phone number. If you're trying to sell something to somebody and you are outcome independent during the conversation and you close the customer, but you really don't care if they buy or they don't buy, it's completely up to them. They will sense this, and that will increase the probability that they will buy the product because they won't feel any ego push from you, and it will be completely their choice. And we like to do things when we feel like it is completely our choice. But the whole idea of outcome independence raises a paradox. Because we as humans, we as animals, we as mammals, we as biological entities have a never-ending sequence of desires. We achieve a desire, and then another desire pops right back up on top of it. And we achieve that desire. Then we achieve the next desire. Our entire existence is a never-ending sequence of outcomes, of getting outcomes and getting the next outcome. So how can you become outcome independent if our whole biological makeup is as outcome-achieving organisms? Well, one way the Stoics answered this ancient riddle was way back 2,500 years ago when they came up with the idea to put your focus on the shooting of the arrow, not on the hitting of the target. Now, clearly, if you're shooting an arrow, you want to hit the target. That is your outcome. But while you're actually doing the thing that you need to do to get your outcome, you push the outcome out of your mind by focusing on stuff other than the outcome. You focus your mind on the drawstring. You focus your mind on holding the bow. You focus your mind on your stance, your breathing, your heart rate, the wind. An interesting experiment was done, the famous Stanford marshmallow experiment that you might have heard about. They put a kid in a room and they gave him a marshmallow. And they said, I'll be back in a little bit. They didn't tell him how long it would take for the experimenter to come back. But if you wait till I come back, I will give you another marshmallow and you can have 2 marshmallows. But if you can't wait, ring the bell. I'll come back immediately and you can eat that 1 marshmallow. So they tested a bunch of kids just to see what would happen. Some kids ate the marshmallow, they couldn't wait. Some kids waited and they got 2 marshmallows. But what was interesting was during the process, they filmed the kids. And the kids that couldn't wait, the kids that could only wait, or they only wanted to eat the 1 marshmallow, they couldn't wait for 2 marshmallows, they couldn't keep their eyes off that marshmallow. They held the marshmallow. They stared at the marshmallow. They had that marshmallow firmly in their brain and they couldn't wait. But the kids that could wait, the kids that waited to get 2 marshmallows, they did everything they could to ignore that marshmallow. They looked around the room. They sang songs to themselves to purposely put that idea out of their brain. Luckily, we humans only have 7 plus or minus 2 things that we can keep aware of in our conscious mind at any given time. So it's relatively easy to think of those 7 plus or minus 2 things and push out any idea of outcome temporarily. If you're shooting an arrow, this means feeling the strength of the string as you pull it back, or feeling the weight of the bow, or feeling the wind, or counting your heartbeat, or counting your breathing, and focusing on all the other stuff, your muscle stance, your muscles. So when you loose the arrow, it's out of your control, and you just see what happens. If you're in a conversation with someone, there's a lot more things that you can focus on other than the outcome. The trick is to purposely focus on things during the conversation that will push the outcome out of your mind. Focus on their facial expressions. Focus on the pupils of their eyes. Focus on their body language. Focus on your body language. Focus on any hypnotic language patterns that you'd like to use. Focus on any linguistic presuppositions that you'd like to use. Focus on your gestures. Focus on whether or not you can use embedded commands during the conversation. Focus on their mental map. Focus on the image that you can visualize that represents what they're talking about. Focus on the questions you can ask to expand their mental map, to make them more engaged in the conversation. Then when it's time to literally shoot your shot, you say something like this: hey, I enjoy talking to you. I think we should get together. Why don't we exchange phone numbers? What do you think? And as soon as you say, what do you think, just release that. Relax, because it's now out of your hands. Just like when you shoot an arrow, poof, once you shoot the arrow, you can relax because you just watch what happens. So keep that in your mind. As soon as you say, what do you think, just relax and see what happens. And they will perceive this subconsciously as you having zero outcome, you having zero neediness, and that will significantly increase their chances of giving you the phone number. Similarly, if you're trying to sell something to somebody, and you have a conversation, you build up their mind map, you focus on their mind map, their mental map, you forget about the selling things for a minute, and you say, hey, you said you wanted XYZ, our product has XYZ, I think it's a perfect match. What do you think? As soon as you say, what do you think? You just relax and let whatever happens, happens. And they will feel zero ego from you, which will make them much more likely to buy the product. Unfortunately, just understanding this won't help you to do this. It won't help you to push that out, because being able to focus on what's happening enough so that pushes out the outcome out of your mind is a skill, and it requires practice. It's like trying to do push-ups. If you've never done push-ups before, you won't be able to do too many push-ups. If you haven't ever focused on someone with enough intensity to push out the outcome, it's hard to do at first. But the only way to practice is to simply practice having small talk conversations with people. The more you practice having small talk conversations with people, the more you'll build up your strength to push out the outcome by focusing on what's happening during the conversation, by building up your strength of focus about what's happening during the conversation. So you can practice focusing on all kinds of things when you have conversations with people. You can practice focusing on all kinds of things when you start conversations with strangers. Focus on the flow of the conversation. Focus on their mental map. Focus on what they're talking about. See how long you can take the conversation. Just build up your strength over time to push the outcome out of your mind while you're talking to them, and that will give you the personality trait of outcome independence. And when you can talk to people, when you can talk to important people, people that you want something from, like a phone number or a sale, you will have built up your ability to push the outcome out of your mind so strongly that you will come across as very charismatic, very seductive, very persuasive, and a very interesting and fascinating conversationalist. So give this a try and see how well it works. If you'd like to learn more about how to significantly improve your conversational skills, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.